opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
Hello, dear friends, and how are you doing out there in the land of the internet, dark web, and all those other places that you're hiding out and not telling your family and friends about? How does the day treat you? How does your morning treat you? You know, it's funny, when I started to take two, when I decided that I wanted to do this here with everybody, and I talked with my beautiful friends at the NOK, the idea was I wanted to do a morning show, but here I am at 10 o'clock my time. It's probably 12 o'clock your time, 1 o'clock your time if you're in the total East Coast. So, by the way, this makes it a brunch show, does it not? So now we're going to hang out and talk brunch. No, not really. What we're going to do is just ramble a little bit, and I do appreciate you showing up here today. I got this thing getting started. We're going to get the contacts going, share it with your friend and tell a friend, let everybody know that you're watching on the NOK so we can get started. You know, put it away for 30 minutes a day. That's what they say on the NOK. And at first, I didn't really get it, but I get it now, because for that 30 minutes a day, you can have a sesh with your friends and come and watch your friends have a sesh. And the topics are pretty cool, and the stuff that they talk about is definitely interesting. Everything from off-the-grid living to problems and issues in the country that you might be in, or the state you might be in. I know that sounds weird, but this is broadcasting across Canada, and happy Canada Day for all my Canadian friends. And man, how lucky we are to have these opportunities, to have these days that we can have with each other. Because, you know, as long as I can still remember, freedom is free. And when you have freedom of expression and freedom of words that you can get out and let people know, man, it's a beautiful thing. Say it loud and say it proud and be who you are. That's the way I was always told as a boy. If you're going to say it, just say it. With that being said, what do you do for excitement? What do you do to get away from the mundane wickedness of life? What do you do to get away from the average everything that drives you bonkers? Maybe you surf, maybe you fish, maybe you rock climb. Me personally, I know, besides smoking, I know you guys are always like, what does this guy do? Well, I like to travel back in time. As weird as that sounds, back in time is a thing that I do enjoy. Most people look at me and go, back in time? I like to consider myself a history docent. Someone that is just a part of history that likes to escort people through living history. With that being said, you'll get the hint right here.
All the way here to Tombstone, and they seem they got my here sign. Politicians. What are more than a politician? More than overpaid jerks and tight suits. I couldn't fit into a suit. A little hot during the summertime. And especially, my spurs look a little funny in them. What? Get out of here! Get out of here!
Back in time. So you think about it for a second. This guy actually dresses up. What's going on, Ted? How are you? Good afternoon, my friend. How the hell are you? Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Travel is a thing that I think most people probably look forward to. Do you get excited when you go on a road trip? Do you get nervous thinking about like what's going to happen, or what's it like at the airport, or I'm going to run into strange people? I like to tell a funny story. I went on vacation to go see my cousin who was very sick at the time, and I went through the airport. And when I was coming home through the Phoenix airport, I'm standing there, and in front of me are three of these Hooters girls in their full on Hooters outfits in the airport. And behind me were two nuns. It was almost like, how does this happen to me? I wanted to take a picture of the Hooters girls and the nuns, but I kind of didn't have the courage to ask them, hey, devil on the left, devil on the right, who am I going home with tonight? I didn't have that opportunity to ask. And it was kind of spooky to think about that we're probably all in good hands going together. Hey, you know what time it is this morning? I know you know what time it is. We're going to get things started off the proper way. So if you guys got them, you know what to do with them.
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Everyone loves bong hit time. Well, maybe not everybody, but at least they can understand what bong hit time is. If you think about for a moment, a lot of my friends are in my age group. They're bong hitters. Hello, I don't even know how to say your name, and I'm not even going to attempt to ruin your name like that. That would be Catagrabber Robinson. I just did it like an English teacher ruining your name again, right? How terrible. Mine was always spelled wrong anyways, my last name. Everyone always spelled it wrong in school. They were like, there's a hidden I in it. I'm like, no, there's no hidden I in it. If we didn't start our day off properly and you didn't get the right words from someone of importance this morning, I want to share with you just a tiny, quick 50-second message. You're going to get that. I hope that works for you. I'm not trying to give some hubbub or self-help or lessons in anything. Purely just letting you and me know that we matter so much. And the thing is that these days we're getting lost in the hubbub, especially if you're here in the States. We're getting hubbubbed and getting crazy because, there's this thing that's about to be happening in a few months and people are going to start going crazy. It's the national IQ test that happens in November. And we end up finding out who and the who is who of who. With this being said, you never know because your friends suddenly can really just trip you out. By the way, is there a phrase or a word that you like to use? Especially a phrase or word that you like to use that, a term, I use Bob's your uncle. Some people don't even know what Bob's your uncle means. I learned it as a young man and it just stuck with me. I also use the term bitchin'. I was also told that bitchin' is a very California sounding thing. Or I say bad ass. But I had a talk with a friend of mine this morning, and we both agree that we think it's a generational thing, not necessarily where you're from, but Bob's your uncle. Have you ever heard of that one before? If you've heard Bob's your uncle before, man, I really appreciate it if you can just hit me with a heart up there. There should be three of them. There's three of you viewing if you've ever heard of it. If you haven't heard of it before, Bob's your uncle is a term that is used by European folk, UK folk, And basically, Bob's your uncle is like, it's good, it's okay. Bob's your uncle is like, it's perfect, it's okay. When they use Bob's your uncle is you could say like, I need to work on the house. All right, cool. All we have to do is pick up the carpet, move this, do the dishes, and clean the drywall. Bob's your uncle. Does it make sense? It might make sense. It might not. You guys know it. You've heard it before. Coffee. I'm gonna jump the ship again one more time and talk about a different topic. The crude of the earth. Man, I love this stuff. Oh. Now, I like to do a little thing of organic farming. Now, I'm not about to sit here and tell you that I am the ultimate in it because I'm not. I've learned a whole lot of things over the years. Basically, I got turned on to a Bible, a book, and I just started running with it. And it was Mr. Cervantes' Bible, and it was Mr. Rosenthal's Bible that ended up turning me onto this whole thing of growing my medicine. Growing my medicine was so important to me because, going to the store, spending your hard-earned cash for a plant, it killed me. It killed me, and it was bothering me. And the fact that this plant is something that we each have a different love for, whether you're just buying it to get high recreationally or you're actually using it for your medical purposes. The idea is growing your medicine. There's something about it that feels amazing and endearing. When you save your money and you can look back and go, geez, we saved $9,000 last month. And people are like, last month? Well, that harvest lasted us for about 6 to 8 months. It saved us a lot of money. It makes you suddenly realize growing your own is the way to go. And everybody has a secret with growing their own. Everybody's going to tell you they have the ultimate surefire method to make trees grow into monsters. I don't know about any surefire method, but I have found a method that I do enjoy. Unfortunately, I heard it's coming to an end. I don't know if this is or not. And I would like to say to a certain Ash Grows, I know you don't watch my show. Thank you very much because the wizard's tea is pretty damn amazing. This stuff is like a magic for your plants. There's two of them. There's one for bloom and there's one for steady grow. When you put this in there as a dry amendment, your plants love it. When you put it in as a bubble tea with your water and you fill your plants, they love it. Now, I have verified this that with these plants, with my plants, with this right here, I'm able to get 1.25 inches a day, it looks like. And I'm not joking with you. I got a little something to show you. Aren't my babies just pretty? Well, maybe they might not be pretty to everybody, but to me, they're pretty. I can stare at them all day and I go out there and I talk nice to them. Sometimes I don't talk nice to them, just as a test. So, I didn't know if you guys heard this, but there's breaking news.
In breaking news, heat waves going across the nation, preparing for summer.
I don't get it, right? Every time I go live, people will tell me how hot it is where they live. Now, let's think about it for a moment. Just one moment, if you will. Thank you very much, Ted. Summertime. This 4 months of the year, 3 months of the year that shows up that is hot. Everyone acts as if it's some new act of God. Everyone acts like it's this new thing that happens. Ever since I was a little boy, there was this thing called summer. And now, mind you, where I was raised, we didn't really have a winter, but we had a summer. And I was raised where it was just hot, hot, hot. Now, that being said, we are in a massive heat wave right now in the index where I'm at, 'cause I'm currently in Southern California in the edge of the Mojave Desert. Yesterday we hit 106 for the beginning. Today's supposed to be 111. Tomorrow's 113. Saturday is supposed to be 115. Now, humidity is ultimately at 22% with the wind blowing slightly from due east, which is nice, but it's a hot wind. The moral of it is it's summertime. Summertime means get out, have some fun, go to the beach, go to the lake. It's time to make love. Oh, God, did I just say that out loud? It's actually time for one thing and one thing only. I would like to talk about a device that I absolutely love, and I want to stand behind completely. It is TAG, thick ass glass. Thick ass glass is the one and only piece of glass that you will ever need for your smoking needs, wants, and desires. TAG, thick ass glass, is indestructible or virtually indestructible, and I really like it. So hey, let's get this try. Someone asked me yesterday what I was smoking, and they asked me, "Wait, don't you always smoke that strain?" And I said, "I do actually. I'm into the Thai Kush. Now, the Thai Kush is a hybrid strain that is actually made from White Widow and just reading it, Vanilla Fair. You mix them together, and they have the Thai Kush. Man, it's nice and strong. It tastes good. It has a full body taste to it. It's very earthy. So it's very reminiscent of what you remembered in the 70s and the 80s when smoking weed. But nevertheless, it smokes good, the color's good, and it tastes good, and the price is amazing. Now, I would also like to say to you, if you don't know because you haven't been around or maybe you're unaware, here, check that out. You can ask me if you want. Most people are very curious to what exactly does the smoke freezer do. If you're interested in looking at this, you can definitely reach out to me as the West Coast representative. I am more than willing to talk about it and show you. But there's some other guys out there that definitely know about them, love them as well, and they use them as well. You can check my good friend Chuck Rock and Anthony Laria. Anthony Laria is the smoke freezer king. So, he's also one of the guys to talk to. We love these things because everyone loves to show these things. Now, why is mine not on the table, you ask? Mine's not on the table, and here's the reason mine not being on the table currently is because, watch, I'll show you. I'll demonstrate why mine's not on the table. It's because of this.
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time. Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Not everybody does, but most people will learn to get it. If you're of a certain age demographic, then you're going to get bong hit time. I mean, you definitely will. Now, if I was to say to you, have you looked at the news recently, or any time in your life and thought, what the hell, did someone just write that down on paper? I want to give you a few funny headlines that I found looking through the web. And I thought, what better than to give you an opportunity to think and to get an idea into the window of what these writers and these other people are thinking. So here we go. The World Press puts out, Iraqi head seeks arms. Okay. Something went wrong in the jet crash, experts say. Seriously? Police begin campaigning to run down jaywalkers. Is this stuff real? I'm not making this up. I mean, this is real. The farmer bill dies in house. We know that the farmer bill is not dying in the house. We know that already. It might have been moved around. British left waffles on Falkland Islands. What the actual? Is this stuff real? Miners refuse to work after death. Seriously, you've got to be joking. But these are real headlines that are on the paper. Yes, ma'am, it is bong hit time. Yes, it is. And hey, if you guys are out there and you don't know who my friends are, you should check out Crystal and her lovely dude, a good friend of mine. Both are good friends of mine, Master Rochi. They give you a little bit of talk, a little bit of idea, and a little bit of music, and it's a good little thing. Thursday nights, you should check it out. And if you don't know about putting it away for 30 minutes a day, then maybe you should hang out on the NOK, because you are here, so you don't have to hang out. You know what's going on already. Let's just medicate together. How about that? Would you rather I just shut the hell up, put some music up, and maybe we can just enjoy? I know part of you says, yes, Wayne, we would. I would like to say with that the music that I will play for you is my music, by the way. I own the rights. Let's have a little smoke. Fun.
Check all systems. Alice, once again, check all systems. This is Houston. Over, do you read me?
Houston, we are checking all engines before go.
Check all engines, make sure all sets and lists. Yes, let's go.
All engines are go, Houston. We have a green light across the board. Thank you. Checking all aft control. Aft control, check. Hydraulics lift foundation, check. Houston, we have all green lights. We are ready to go.
We do have liftoff, and hopefully you got liftoff yourself. Maybe you got a bit or two to have that liftoff with me. Juvenile court is to try shooting defendant. Juvenile court to try shooting defendant. All right. War dims hope for peace. Now that's a good one. Ooh, we got 6 viewers. We got 6 hearts, 6 reactions. 6. That means we're rocking this morning. Red tape holds up a new bridge. Oh my God. Man struck by lightning faces battery charge. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. New study of obesity looks for larger test groups. Boom. Does that not hit you in the shoulder? New study of obesity looks for larger test groups. I'm not making this up. This stuff is real, y'all. And just like that, I'm not making that up. I go on a lot of different adventures. And in my adventures, I like to bring stuff back for my friends to see in my adventures. But wait, I'm going to wait till the end of the show. I got something very unique to show you guys at the very end that I brought back from one of my grand adventures while out in the world of the world. And with those grand adventures, sometimes you just got to just go along with the flow.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork wyniac.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Chef throws his heart into helping feed the needy. All right, that's not that bad. That's not too weird at all. Type rips through the cemetery, hundreds dead. I mean, this is real. I'm not making this stuff. Oh, thank you, sir. Ted, thank you so very much. Thank you so much. Anyone who does come back and watches this on the back end, thank you. I will appreciate it, and I do appreciate it. You know, I got a few more things for you, but I think we should get some of the business out of the way. You know, when you're a part of a network and you're part of a show and you're working with other people like myself, you kind of got to learn to like play the rules, play the game, because a lot of people like myself tend to do things on our own for too long, and we get caught up in that. I'm looking for something for you guys right here. I got a gift for you. Oh boy, do I ever have a gift for you. Oh yeah, well, take a look. We're going to take care of some business, like I was just saying, so I can get back to being a better host or maybe a better person. Hopefully this works.
Knock Network presents Ganja News Update. Join joint host Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb as they bring you the Global Cannabis News Update. Catch the Ganja News Reporters weekly on Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time as they cover cannabis news from around the globe in a 60-minute video news podcast. Stay up to date with Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Follow and subscribe to Knock Network on your webpage, social media, and streaming sites, including Facebook, LinkedIn, X, and Rumble.
Psychedelic Tuesdays on NOK Network. Tune in at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Psychedelic Report. Ufa Alvarius is scouring the newsletters for stories being reported in mainstream media on psychedelic records and passing them on to Hobby Puppets and Karen Simpson so they can bring you, our listeners, in their 60-minute video news podcast. Join us for Tuesday Evening News, weekly at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for all your news and information in the world of psychedelic medicine. Follow and subscribe to NOK Network on our webpage, social media, and streaming sites, including YouTube and Rumble.
Put it away for 30 minutes a day on IWK. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh is a virtual gathering where consumers meet up or a toke and some laughs at 7 p.m. Eastern nightly. Originally aired on Info with Kim's social media page, the IWK 710 Daily Sesh is now also podcasted on NOK Network. Rotating joint hosts bring you a variety of content during this 30-minute virtual smoke sesh. Take a break from the stresses in life and put it away for 30 minutes a day on IWK. Podcasted nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on NOK Network.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Hey, dudes and dudettes. Enjoy the show, man.
Well, you're back. I see you made it through our commercials. What's cool, huh? Just the fact that you're willing to show up tells me that there's something there, right? All of my friends, I would like to reach out and say thank you. Now, I know that all of my friends aren't on here because that would be just asinine of me to say. But I want to say that because I think that putting out a good vibe, a good vibration out into the universe means that that ripple effect might hit those people in some weird way. Funny thing is, last time I said that, I got 2 phone calls from 2 people that I did not expect to hear from. It was just out of the blue because I put it out into the ether. I know that's some weird, like, Wayne, you're just out of your mind stuff. The thing is, if you're not thinking out of your mind, then you're going to be stuck in your prison. And your prison is called your mind. Because what's going to happen is your whole life you've been told what, how, where, and all that stuff. Now, as you're getting a little older, I presume, you start to see things a little differently. You start to see through the hourglass called life. And you suddenly realize that, there's a lot out there for me and for you and for us to witness. If you're not getting out and witnessing these things, that seems kind of dull. That's where that saying, all fun, no work, or all work, no fun, or all something makes whoever makes donuts. What? That's not even it. How dare he even ruin such an old saying like that? I know. But the thing is, you cannot become dull. When you become dull, not only does your spirit become dull, but then your edge, the thing that keeps you, the thing that keeps you right on point, the thing that keeps you in that target focus, suddenly gets lost. Because along the way, you want to change the way you feel because maybe that's terrible to treat somebody that way. Or maybe I said something bad. The thing is, in the ether, words are power. So when we start to send that stuff out there, people will react. You ever notice how you say something and people will go, okay, good example. I digress. Please forgive me. If you see someone cry, unless you're a heartless bastard, generally you'll get teary-eyed and you'll suddenly feel for them. It's an empathic thing. Well, what's going on is that they are sending out into the ether these vibrations that are very fast moving. So what happens is they're hitting us, we're taking them in, and we're going, oh my God, this person's really hurting. On top of the words that they're saying as well. Not saying it's all this hocus pocus that you can't see, because that's not it at all. Some people don't believe in it and some people do. But I do believe if you could stay positive, it will make things happen. Okay, i.e., the things that we make happen echo throughout our eternity, meaning we want to make a stand. We want our family to remember who we are, whether we're doing good, bad, indifferent. Who remembers old, Uncle Dickie was a drunk and he was no good. Remember the vibration that they're sending in about Uncle Dickie, right? So we want them to think in a different vibration when they speak of us. So what do you think about the dead? Do you think the dead even think about what we think? Do you think the dead even know what we're thinking? If you do, watch.
I'll take your picture.
What do you think? Now, I went back and inspected that door, and that door doesn't open. Gives you an idea. Sometimes you see things you can't quite explain, or sometimes our eyes are tricked, whether we're sleepy, whether we need to eat, or we need to clean our glasses. The thing is, the camera doesn't lie. So what happens is the camera picks up what it sees, right? When you play it back and you see stuff like that, now we start to go, oh, it was this. Oh, it was that. My wife must have played that video about 20 times before she showed it to me. And while she was playing that video, the whole time she was in amusement. And I kept asking her, what's going on? You look a little shocked. She's like, okay, is this thing doing what I think it's doing? And we put it there. The only reason that I added the slow motion effect is so you could definitely get a view of what is going on. It was actually originally fast in the video that we didn't even notice when we were going through the video. Same thing with photos. You can go back weeks later, months later on photos that you've taken in places, and you can see things in them that weren't in there. And this is even on digital pictures, by the way. This is the part that makes us go, what? Now, I'm sure there's some scientific shit to it that I don't get. I'm not about to even go there because I've never been a scientist, nor have I ever played one before. But I will ask you, those of you who are watching, because I know there's 7 of you watching, how is your day treating you? We're 8 of you watching. How is your day treating you where you are currently? Are you having lunch? Are you sitting there watching? Are you listening? Or just the fact that you're here, I'd love to say thank you very much. This is pretty cool. All right. I got used to talking to myself for a really long time. Okay, let's go back to this because I found some other ones that are pretty wacky. Astronaut takes blame for gas in spacecraft. Kids make nutritious snacks. These are crazy. Hospital are sued by 7-foot doctors. I don't get it, but I'm guessing the context would have made these so much better to read and see these if we had the context in there, right? I'm almost sure of it. I got a dog that keeps wanting to climb up on me. Upstairs, I'm listening. Uh-oh. He's on the upstairs. Yeah, we will. You know what time it is, guys? It's more than that time. It's the time that we should share together. And while I'm sharing this with you, because I'm pretty sure you're going to think this again, this guy again, I'll just give you something a little different to think about for a moment. Me. I'm sending up messages to my fellow friends and my brothers, cloud messages. And guys, if you guys have come in here today to watch, thank you so much. Just before I'm not leaving, I just wanted you to know that I appreciate you guys showing up. This makes it all worthwhile. Get to hang out with my friends, get to talk a little bit of shop, get to laugh a little bit, and then maybe while we're at it, we can talk about other things. And in breaking news, we're preparing for summertime. It's hot. Sheep gets new sanctuary home weeks after escaping slaughter. That's different. Normal, if you think about it. Pennsylvania market asks public to name its new tent. Okay, so these are grow tents, and these are going to be living tents that people are going to be living in. The first edition of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein auction for $843,753. Holy crap balls. Did you buy 3 books for $843 million? First and foremost, the taxes on that would end up killing you. I don't know if that would turn into ruples, pounds, krugans, or whatever, but that would be an expensive book to be spending your money on. I mean, what would you even, would you want to open it? Would you want to read it? I mean, it's like, it's ancient, it's amazing. Father's Day lottery tradition leads man to $250 million. Oh my God. I can handle that. Man passes giant beach ball 7,826 times to reclaim the world's record. All right, this is the stuff that people are doing to get world's records done, guys. They're passing beach balls in their house back and forth between 4 feet of each other. A pair of Idaho men spent 1 to 8 hours, 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 52 seconds passing a giant inflatable ball back and forth a total 7,827 times to claim the Guinness Book of World Records titles. Jeez. I mean, do you think they could have been doing other things that are important? I don't know. Maybe they could have been bonging with you and I, or maybe they could have been on the web talking about Bigfoot and the strategy that Bigfoot uses to hide. You know, Bigfoot hides from everyone because his political reference is way different. People don't like the whole fourth party syndicate. Suddenly people go crazy over it and they don't want to talk about Bigfoot. Then again, hey, he has friends that are welders, and those guys, it doesn't matter. Canadian pet chicken identifies numbers to break a world record. In July 1st, the UPI, a British Columbian chicken, earned the Guinness Book of World Records by identifying numbers, colors, and letters. Ah, that's pretty crazy. Boy, 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 what a wacky thing. I read about this morning. Military horses escape in London for a second time under 3 months. 3 British military horses broke free from their handlers and ran loose through the streets of central London. The second time, and the second incident in the past 3 months. I mean, that's pretty nuts. I read about that this morning. It made me think, like, really? Pennsylvania firefighters rescue 4 ducklings from storm drain. A team of Pennsylvania firefighters claim, and they did the work. They climbed into a storm drain to rescue a family of 4 trapped ducklings. Sorry about that. Title got all before my eyes, guys. Giant panda Young Chow and Yang Xingbao arrived safely at the San Diego Zoo. Now, this is pretty cool. July 28th in the UPI News stated that San Diego Zoo announced the safe arrival of Young Chow and Zheng Bao, the first of giant pandas to enter the country in 21 years. This is for a breeding program that they have going at our San Diego Zoo. The wildlife exhibits there are pretty amazing. If you've never been there, what is going down? Homeboy, if you guys don't know my friend right here, he's a really great graphic artist and an all-around cool dude. Pennsylvania wins $5 million from birthday lottery ticket. Man, that's the best $5 you can ever spend. Imagine that shit. Canadian candidate becomes the first to ever receive 0 votes. They must be talking about me. If you guys are voting for me for the Prime Minister, by the way, of 2028. CREWS, just remember that. June 28th, the UPI News verifies Canadian man has become the first candidate in national history to receive 0 votes in contesting federal election. That sounds exactly like me. That's exactly what would happen, but I'm not contesting it, you know. So what's a Rorschach? You guys know what Rorschachs are? Rorschachs are usually an artwork symbol. It's usually an ink blot that we can see what we want to see in it, and they use them for tests to verify basically, how we're viewing things cognitively. Rorschach-style ink blot posters are a mystery in Wichita. June 28th, a UPI post. Posters resembling a Rorschach ink blot test have appeared in various locations around Wichita, Kansas, and the city officials say that they are stumped of their origins. All right, so some artist is getting smart. He's like starting to go around and pilfer his town in artwork. How cool is that? Freedom of expression. It's better than graffiti. It's better than pollution, and it's something that you can actually take down when you're done with. I don't know. I'm a fan for graffiti. I used to dabble with it as a young man, but I love political graffiti. So when I was in Europe just recently, I got to see some very cool political graffiti that really opened my eyes at how wonderful we really do have it in our beautiful country. I mean, we really have it beautiful here in the United States of America, by the way. And my Northern America friends, I know you got it just as beautiful. Probably you have the more beautiful, maybe ish, kind of. But, hey, let's be honest with you. We're leading the way. Let's lead the way. Ball python rescued from a dumpster in Prince Edward's Island. Animal rescues in Prince Edward Island, Canada, are caring for a snake found in an unusual place. The trash. A snake in Canada. It sounds weird. I don't know. Oh, here's one I read about this morning as well. So it's pretty cool because this thing's been popping up all over the place. A bunch of artists. Colorado Field hosts the latest mysterious monolith discovery. A mirrored monolith appeared in northern Colorado, the second such structure to be found this month. Now, this is some artists, again, trying to make a point and showing a reference to what art can say to so many. Some say it's a mirrored obelisk. Other people are saying it's some weird shaped thing in there. Uh, Moral of it is you're getting to take away from it what you want, right? I think that's what the artist is trying to give us. I hope that's what the artist is giving us. Maybe I'm just looking too deep into it. No, Wayne, just you. Quick decision earns Michigan man $446,571 prize in the lottery. Michigan man said that last minute decision at the checkout counter led him a winning $446,571 lottery jackpot. That's, can you imagine that last minute? You're like, yeah, whatever, here, pay for it and scratch it off in the car. So you just realize that you just made, a few years' earnings right there, or at least it would be for me. Whew. Coffee time. I love coffee all the time. What about you? Massive sinkhole swallows soccer field in Illinois Park. June 27th, a massive sinkhole opened beneath the soccer field of an Illinois park swallows a large chunk of several fields and large light poles. Holy shit. Can you imagine that? This place that most of us kids, most of us students, most of us as men and women gone to play in, maybe a soccer field that you wanted to go out there and have a picnic with your family when they're not playing soccer. Or maybe you went out on a day to play soccer and suddenly a huge sinkhole opens, you fall into the bowels of earth. I mean, it's pretty crazy. It's definitely pretty crazy. See, Jed, I knew you agree with me. I knew you agree with me. Caffeine cannabis all day long. Mature. Wait. Oh, okay. Get this shit. Manure truck covers Connecticut homes and yards in liquid feces. Residents of a Connecticut neighborhood are dealing with the stinky situation after a manure truck rolled over, colliding with a car and spilling its odorous cargo everywhere. That's terrible. That's some shitty shit. My God, that's terrible. Truck spills 8 tons of avocados on a California highway. Traffic was snarled and stopped for several hours in California highway when a truck was overturned, spilling a load of avocados into the road. I know that this doesn't sound like newsworthy stuff. You're like, it's produce in a road. Is this what these people want to show? Well, yeah. I think that that's better than the other, the end of the world news and more of the, what's going on in the national IQ test that's going to be happening in November. Man wins $1 million in lottery at a store he's visited for 20 years. Massachusetts man learned that the value of loyalty when he won $1 million lottery prize at the same store where he's been buying tickets for over 20 years. You know, I don't really play enough. Once in a while, I'll go and buy a ticket because I think it would be cool to win. But I've won. I think $1,500 was the most I've won, going in with my mom on a ticket of all people. And recently I won $50 at a gas station in Las Vegas. So go figure. Here's one that will make you feel pretty good. A lost dog turns up 1,000 miles away from home after 2 years. A Maryland man lost his dog, turned up 2 years later after somehow ending up 1,000 miles away from home. I know how this stuff happens because at one time we had someone grab our little dog. We had a tiny little Yorkie out of our yard. And we found out it was a child who grabbed our dog. And then later on, we come to find out that they thought it was a puppy. They didn't realize, and they took it thinking it was a puppy because they were little. They got about 35 miles from us when someone called us going, hey, we got a dog here. And we're like, what? And they had our little dog. It's a trip how things happen like that. If everyone could be so honest with each other, that would be the beginning of a new thing. Elusive Boston cow is actually a Boston bull, officials say. Animal control officials in Boston said that the reporting of a cow let loose is actually a bull. He's a bovine and providing attempt at avoiding capture. Well, of course, that's what bulls do. I don't know. Netherlanders build bicycle measuring 180 feet long and 11 inches. Norwegian man assembles a team of engineering experts to achieve a lifelong dream of building the largest bicycle at 180 feet and 11 inches. Seems like a lot of weird spent time. That's almost like that bouncing the ball back and forth with each other. Go figure. Wizard's tea. I'm going to go back to this for a moment because I realized I digressed earlier. The Wizard's tea is amazing stuff. Thank you, Ash Bros. If you do end up seeing this at some point, I do appreciate it very much. And I do hope that this stuff ends up showing its face up some more because I am impressed with it. I have to tell you. Alligators on the loose in Missouri Lake. Yeah, June 26th. The resident of Missouri City are being warned to keep their distance from the alligators on the loose in the local lake. Now that sounds exciting. Hey, hon, let's go skinny dipping. There, don't worry about it. We're in a lake. We're nice and safe. That's kind of freaky. Maybe I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know. Now, there's another one here that's pretty cool, but I'm not even about to say it because I'll destroy it. Basically, the San Diego Zoo celebrates the birth of an endangered bear tapir. The zoo announces the birth of a female bear tapir that is an endangered animal of native Mexico and Central America. Okay, I said it wrong, I'm sure, but it is cool that the zoo is keeping these things going. And I think more and more we need to work on that because one day we're not going to have Noah to come and take his ark, or maybe we will. I don't know. Watch an Idaho man as he topples cans with a water pistol to break the world's record. Seriously? June 25th, a serial world record breaker from Idaho earned his 178th, currently held by using a squirt gun and toppled 10 empty soda cans. I will be right back for one moment, folks. Please excuse me. Now, the way things work out in my life, they don't always work out as planned. Sometimes we need to know that we need to stand by and remember that the message is always strong and clear. Guys, from me to you, thank you so very much for hanging out with me today. It has been a wild, wild ride here on the web, and I hope that your day gets a little better. I hope you got to sit back and have a little bit of drink and a smoke and even hear the wacky news with me this morning. As always, from me to you, be good to yourself, treat yourself with love and respect. Just tomorrow.